If your legs are ballooning by evening, your knees feel locked first thing in the morning, and your hips ache after even a short walk, I want you to hear this. It isn't just getting old. What you're feeling often traces back to a quiet, fixable problem. Your body's collagen network thinning out faster than it's being rebuilt. Collagen is the scaffolding that holds you up, cushions your joints, and keeps tiny blood vessels resilient so fluid stays where it should. As we pass 50, natural collagen production slides, some estimates say by half or more, and the results show up as stiffness, swelling, and that heavy, cement leg feeling. Here's the hopeful part. You don't have to rely on expensive powders or drastic procedures to support this system. Food, specific strategic food, can provide the raw materials and the spark your body needs to reinforce joints and calm swelling. Stay with me, because I'm going to share 8 powerful everyday foods and simple ways to use them. I'll also show you how to build a week around them. And there's one standout near the end that surprises almost everyone. Swelling and stiffness are often two sides of the same coin. When collagen in your joint cartilage thins, movement becomes grindy and sore. When collagen in delicate capillaries weakens, fluid can seep into surrounding tissues, especially in the lower legs, where gravity does us no favors. Over time, that pooling adds pressure, and pressure adds pain. If you've ever unrolled your socks at night and seen deep grooves, that's your body waving a little flag that the system is struggling. Collagen isn't the only factor. Circulation, salt intake, certain medications, activity level, and vein health matter too. But supporting collagen is a smart, practical lever you can pull right away. The big misconception is that you either need to swallow collagen powder or give up. Not true. Your body is fully capable of building its own collagen when it has the right amino acids and cofactors like vitamin C, copper, and zinc. You'll hear me repeat this. Supply the bricks, supply the mortar, and reduce the fire that keeps burning the house down. Before we dig into the foods, here's a simple roadmap. First, we feed your body the amino acids it needs to weave collagen strands. Think of them as ropes made of smaller fibers that must braid and cross-link to be strong. Second, we provide the co-helpers, particularly vitamin C, that turn on the enzymes that knit those fibers together. Third, we choose preparations that protect the nutrients and, where possible, release collagen into a form that's easy to use, like gelatin. Lastly, we tame background inflammation with fiber and healthy fats, so the rebuild outpaces the breakdown. This is not about eating perfectly. It's about making a few high-impact choices you can repeat. I'll give you options whether you enjoy soups and stews, prefer quick skillet meals, or love a simple baked fish with lemon. And because many of you are caregivers or balancing health concerns, I'll flag easy substitutions and gentle cooking methods that are joint-friendly, heart-friendly, and budget-friendly. Ready to start where most people overlook the obvious? Egg whites. Simple, inexpensive, and surprisingly powerful. While they don't contain collagen, they're rich in proline, one of the key amino acids your body uses to assemble collagen strands. Picture collagen as a climbing rope. Without enough proline, the fibers fray. With it, they coil tightly and hold weight. Egg whites also bring a clean, low-fat protein boost for those watching cholesterol or calories. How to use them wisely. Soft scramble with a handful of spinach and bell peppers, fold into an omelet with herbs, or whisk pasteurized liquid egg whites into a smoothie with berries and a squeeze of citrus. Gentle heat preserves amino acids. Avoid cooking until rubbery. If you enjoy yolks, 1 or 2 can stay. They add choline and flavor, but the whites do the heavy lifting for collagen building. For many of my patients, swapping out a sugary breakfast for a vegetable-packed egg white scramble is the first small shift that eases morning stiffness and keeps energy steady. And if brunch is your thing, think veggie frittata with mostly whites. Savory, satisfying, and deeply supportive to the tissues that keep you moving. Let's bring in the glue that helps collagen fibers cross-link and stay strong. Beans. Black beans, cannellini, chickpeas, lentils, all stars here thanks to lysine, another essential amino acid for collagen formation. Where proline is the fiber, lysine is the knot. Beans carry a second gift, soluble fiber that supports healthy blood sugars and can help calm systemic inflammation, a major driver of joint irritation and leaky capillaries. Practical tips matter. Soak dry beans overnight, drain, and cook slowly until tender. This reduces compounds that can cause digestive upset and makes minerals more available. If canned is your speed, simply rinse well to wash away extra sodium. Try a warm bean and vegetable stew finished with olive oil and lemon, or a chilled salad with parsley and cherry tomatoes. Adding a splash of citrus does double duty. It brightens flavor and supplies vitamin C to activate collagen-assembling enzymes. Rotate types for a spectrum of benefits. Black beans bring deep pigments that protect tissues from oxidative stress. Lentils offer iron for oxygen delivery, which matters when heavy legs make movement feel like work. A cup 4 days a week is a mighty, realistic target. Now let's talk about something once tossed aside that deserves a second look. Chicken skin when cooked gently. The skin and the thin layer of connective tissue beneath it are rich in collagen, particularly the kinds that cushion joints. The key is preparation. Very high heat and deep frying can damage fats and denature proteins in less helpful ways. Slow, moist cooking, think braising thighs with the skin on, or simmering drumsticks in a vegetable-packed broth, lets collagen dissolve into gelatin. That gelatin is essentially pre-digested collagen your body can absorb and use. If you refrigerate the cooking liquid and it sets into a tender gel, that's your sign you captured the good stuff. Skim excess fat if you need to manage saturated fat intake, then reheat a mug of the broth with a pinch of turmeric and black pepper for a soothing afternoon cup. If you enjoy global flavors, add ginger, garlic, and scallions for a delicate, restorative soup. For those avoiding poultry skin altogether, you can still capture connective tissue benefits by poaching bone-in, skin-on chicken, and discarding the skin after cooking while saving the broth, which holds much of the dissolved collagen. Fish with the skin on deserves a spot in your rotation. The collagen in fish skin tends to break down into smaller peptides during cooking, forms that are generally easier to absorb. And fatty fish bring omega-3s that nudge the immune system away from constant alarm mode. That 2-for-1 is powerful for stiff, puffy joints. Choose salmon, sardines, trout, or mackerel. Cook with the skin attached. Oven-bake fillets on parchment, skin side down, until just opaque. Pan-sear gently to crisp the skin without burning. Or poach in aromatic broth. If you enjoy traditional dishes, fish head soups and fish skin stews found in many cultures are collagen-rich by design. Prefer something simple? Roast salmon with a lemon wedge and a side of garlicky greens. The citrus adds vitamin C right on the plate. If you're tempted by packaged fried fish skins, remember that deep frying heats oils in ways that aren't friendliest to your heart or joints. A better treat is brushing fish skin strips with olive oil, seasoning lightly, and baking until crisp. Once you learn to love the skin, you'll never scrape it off again. Your knees and calves will thank you. Now for the classic that grandmothers swore by long before science caught up: bone broth. When bones and connective tissues simmer for hours, collagen unwinds into gelatin and collagen peptides, and minerals leach into the liquid. The result is a soothing, savory base your body can put to work. Start with a mix of parts: knuckles, joints, marrow bones, wings, or feet. Add carrots, celery, onions, bay leaves, and a tablespoon of vinegar to help pull minerals from the bones. Keep the simmer gentle for 12 to 24 hours, topping up water as needed. Strain, chill, and skim if you prefer a lighter broth. That soft wobble when cold is exactly what you want. Sip a cup daily or use it as the foundation for soups, grains, and sauces. If you'd rather not fuss, Look for brands that gel when refrigerated and list only water, bones, vegetables, and salt. Short, recognizable ingredients. Broth won't replace medical care for arthritis or chronic edema, but many people notice easier mornings and fewer sock and dent lines when it becomes a regular habit. It's nourishing, comforting, and a smart way to deliver collagen in a gentle, digestible form. Here's a sleeper food that many people either crisp up into snacks or disregard: pork skin, especially when cooked slowly in stews. It's packed with types of collagen that contribute to both tensile strength and elasticity in connective tissues. The trick, again, is method. Long, slow simmering coaxes gelatin into the cooking liquid and turns the skin tender and silky. Try a rustic pot of white beans, cabbage, and a small piece of pork skin simmered together, finished with fresh herbs and a squeeze of lemon. Or fold thin slices into a veggie-forward soup where the broth becomes glossy and satisfying. If you do enjoy pork rinds, think of them as an occasional crunchy topping rather than a daily staple. They're usually deep-fried and salty, which can be counterproductive for swelling. Pair pork skin dishes with vitamin C-rich vegetables such as bell peppers or tomatoes to switch on collagen assembly. For anyone sensitive to pork or avoiding it for personal reasons, you can achieve similar textures with chicken feet or a gelatin-rich bone broth. The goal is to welcome more gentle, collagen-bearing cooking into your week, not to cling to a single ingredient. If these ideas are helping you connect the dots, take a second to subscribe to Senior Vitality Pro and tell me your age or where you're watching from in the comments. I read them and shape future topics around your needs, whether it's cooking for joint comfort, safer strength training, or navigating swelling on long travel days. Your voice steers this channel. Now, a food that contains no collagen at all but might be the most important teammate on the list: citrus. Oranges, lemons, limes, and grapefruits supply vitamin C, which your body must have to knit collagen fibers together. Without enough vitamin C, you can eat every collagen-rich food under the sun and still fall short on repair. Think of vitamin C as the spark that fires up the enzymes doing the weaving. It also supports capillary strength, which matters for those of us managing ankle puffiness. Keep it simple and fresh. Add lemon to your bean salads, tuck orange segments into a plate of roasted beets, finish fish with a generous squeeze of lime. Whole fruit beets juice for most people. Fiber slows the sugar rush and delivers a fuller package of protective compounds found in the membranes and pith. Vitamin C is delicate, so add it at the end of cooking. If you take medications that interact with grapefruit, swap for orange or tangerine. Many older adults are surprised how much better their legs feel when a daily piece of citrus becomes as automatic as brushing their teeth. Are you ready for the heavyweight? Beef tendons. They are almost pure collagen, and while they start out tough, slow cooking transforms them into tender, jelly-like pieces that practically melt. Traditional dishes like tendon noodle soups or slow braised tendon with ginger and scallions have existed for a reason. They're deeply satisfying and restorative. You don't need a specialty market. Many butchers carry tendons, and they're budget-friendly. Rinse, blanch briefly, then simmer low and slow with aromatics for several hours, or use a pressure cooker to shorten the time to about 2. The broth becomes silky and rich, and the tendon slices take on a pleasant chew. Serve with vitamin C-rich vegetables like bok choy, Napa cabbage, tomatoes, or bell peppers, so your body has the cofactor it needs to put that collagen to work. If you're new to tendon, start with a small amount folded into a soup you already love. Many people notice not just joint comfort, but also that spring returning to their step when these dishes become a weekly ritual. As always, adjust for your health picture and preferences. Let's pull this together into a simple weekly pattern you can repeat. Aim for 3 anchors: a pot of collagen-rich broth, 2 seafood meals with the skin on, and a bean-based dish. Layer in egg white breakfasts on 2 or 3 mornings. Sprinkle citrus across the week like confetti. Lemon on everything. For example, Monday, spinach and egg white scramble. Lunch of bean and veg soup built on bone broth. Dinner of baked salmon with crispy skin, roasted carrots, and a citrus salad. Wednesday, chicken thigh stew simmered with skin on, lots of celery and onions, side of garlicky greens, an orange for dessert. Friday, tendons braised with ginger and tomatoes, spooned over brown rice with steamed bok choy, a small bowl of the glossy broth as a starter. Weekend, a relaxed brunch frittata heavy on egg whites, then a pork skin-enriched cabbage soup shared with family. Keep portions modest and balanced. The goal isn't to overdo any one thing. It's to nourish your collagen network from every angle while keeping meals joyful, familiar, and easy to digest. Preparation can make or break the benefits. Think low and slow for collagen extraction. Gentle and just done for proteins like fish and eggs. Avoid scorching or deep frying, which can harm fats and denature proteins in less helpful ways. If you're sensitive to salt or dealing with swelling, control sodium by seasoning primarily with herbs, spices, citrus, and a light hand of salt added at the end. Use olive oil for cooking and finishing. It pairs beautifully with vegetables and adds its own calming influence on the body. If you're pressed for time, lean on tools. A slow cooker burbling away with bone broth, a pressure cooker for tendons, and a sheet pan for fish and veg. Batch cook and freeze broths in 1-cup portions. Keep prepped vegetables and rinsed canned beans in the fridge for quick throw-together meals. And remember the synergy: protein plus vitamin C. That lemon squeeze over your bean salad or fish isn't garnish. It's a signal to your body to start weaving. Every small step compounds. Health caveats matter, so let's be wise together. If you have heart or kidney conditions or you're monitoring sodium, choose low-salt broth options and season thoughtfully. If you live with gout, be mindful that certain meats and broths can contribute to flare-ups. Work with your clinician to personalize choices. More fish, more beans, careful portions of meat-based broths may be a better path. If you're managing cholesterol, choose skin-on poultry cooked in broth, but skim fat afterward. Prioritize fish with skin, and balance with plenty of vegetables and fiber. Allergies or sensitivities? You can still support collagen with egg whites, beans, fish, citrus, and vegetarian broths that use added gelatin from safe sources if appropriate for you. None of this replaces professional care for arthritis, venous insufficiency, or lymphedema. Think of food as your daily ally that helps the rest of your plan work better, not as a magic wand. When in doubt, bring this framework to your healthcare provider and tailor it to your medications and medical history. Nutrition and movement make a beautiful pair. Collagen support from food gives your tissues raw material, and gentle strength training reminds your body to use it. Try a 3-part routine: daily ankle pumps and calf raises to assist circulation, a few minutes of sit-to-stand practice to wake up your hips and knees, and short, frequent walks that act like a pump for swelling. If standing is tough, seated marching and heel-toe rocking help. Consider compression socks if your clinician approves. They support veins mechanically while you support them nutritionally. Hydration matters too. Dehydration makes tissues cranky. Aim for regular sips across the day. Elevate legs above heart level for 10 to 15 minutes when reading or watching TV. It's the accumulation of these gentle nudges, food, movement, rest, that reduces that end-of-day heavy leg fatigue. Many of you tell me that once the swelling eases a notch, you want to move more, and movement then compounds the progress. That's the virtuous cycle we're creating. If big changes feel overwhelming, let's make a 14-day gentle start. Days 1 to 3. Add 1 daily cup of bone broth or a collagen-rich chicken stew. Days 4 to 6. Switch 2 breakfast to egg white and vegetable scrambles. Days 7 to 9. Cook fish with the skin on twice. Finish with lemon. Days 10-12. Prepare one bean-centric meal, like a lentil and vegetable soup. Add a citrus fruit daily. Days 13-14. Try a tendon or pork skin stew. Or, if those aren't your preference, double down on broth and fish. Throughout, walk 10 minutes after your largest meal. Elevate legs once a day and drink water regularly. Notice small wins. Easier first steps in the morning, less ankle imprint from socks, a touch more energy on the stairs. Celebrate those. This is not perfection. It's progress made visible in your body's own language. If a day goes sideways, reset at the next meal. That is success. Let's address a few frequent questions I hear. Can collagen foods rebuild cartilage? The most honest answer: your body can repair and remodel more than we used to believe, especially with the right building blocks and smart movement. Some early studies and imaging suggest improvements in comfort and tissue quality, but results vary and take time. What about store-bought collagen powders? They can be convenient, quality matters, and they're not mandatory if you're cooking broth and eating the foods we've discussed. Are beans okay if they make me gassy? Yes. Soak, rinse, cook longer, and start with small portions like a half cup. Isn't chicken skin unhealthy? It depends on preparation and portion. Slow cooked in broth with fat skimmed can fit many heart-healthy plans. Fish skin grosses me out. What then? Flake the fish and mix with herbs and lemon. You'll still get some benefit, and you can lean more on broth and beans. Citrus bothers my reflux. Alternatives? Try kiwi or strawberries for vitamin C and add small amounts at the end of meals. Tracking progress keeps motivation alive. Choose 2 or 3 markers and check them weekly. Morning stiffness minutes. How long until you feel limber? Sock lines. Are they shallower by evening? Step confidence. Do stairs feel less daunting? Range of motion. Can you bend and straighten the knee a bit further? If you use a ring, does it slide more easily on and off at night, hinting that finger swelling is down? Keep notes without judgment. Pair that with photos of your meals to remind yourself how much you're doing for your future self. If you're a caregiver, invite your loved one to pick the citrus of the day or the herb for the soup. Shared control makes adherence kinder. And if a certain food truly doesn't suit you, skip it and double down on another. The list is a menu, not a mandate. I want to give you a quick mix and match guide you can keep in your head. Choose one item from each column: protein base, egg whites, fish with skin, chicken simmered with skin, tendon stew, bean dish, collagen booster, bone broth or gelatin, rich cooking liquid used as a sip or soup base, vitamin C spark, lemon wedge, orange segments, diced bell peppers, tomatoes, kiwi, berries, anti-inflammatory support, olive oil drizzle, a handful of leafy greens, herbs like parsley or dill. Put it together: bean and green soup built on broth, finished with lemon and olive oil, or salmon with crispy skin over sautéed spinach with a bright citrus salad, or chicken and vegetable stew with a side of tomatoes and cucumbers. This framework makes dinner decisions easier and more satisfying. When the template is simple, consistency becomes your superpower. Expectations matter. Some people feel changes within a couple of weeks. Smoother mornings, less end-of-day heaviness, a little more ease getting out of a chair. For others, it's slower and more subtle. The goal isn't a spotless MRI or a laboratory-perfect number. It's feeling safer in your body, reclaiming activities you love, and reducing the friction of daily life. If you're working with a healthcare team for arthritis, venous issues, or heart and kidney conditions, bring them your plan. They may suggest compression therapy, supervised exercise, or medication adjustments that pair beautifully with what you're cooking. Healing is rarely a straight line. Swelling may spike on travel days or during heat waves. That's when you lean on broth, citrus, elevation, and movement snacks. Over time, these choices rebuild trust between you and your body. Here's your quick start grocery list to make this real: a dozen eggs or a carton of pasteurized liquid egg whites, 2 types of beans or lentils, bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, salmon or sardines with skin, a small bag of marrow bones or chicken feet for broth, pork skin or beef tendons if you're open to them, lemons, limes, and a bag of oranges, bunches of leafy greens, bell peppers, onions, garlic, ginger, olive oil, herbs you love. If cost is a concern, frozen fish is fine. Canned salmon and sardines can work in a pinch, and bones for broth are often inexpensive. Use what fits your culture and taste. The best plan is the one you'll follow with a smile. Choose 2 recipes this week, repeat next week, and build from there. You've learned how collagen supports joints and circulation, why vitamin C is the switch that turns on repair, and how 8 everyday foods, egg whites, beans, chicken skin, fish skin, bone broth, pork skin, citrus, and beef tendons can stack the deck in your favor. We filled in the how, soaking beans, gentle heat for egg whites, skin-on cooking for fish and chicken, long simmering for broths and tendons, and a squeeze of citrus that makes all the difference. We also added real-life guardrails for salt, cholesterol, gout, and allergies, plus movement and hydration to amplify your results. What matters now is choosing your first step. Maybe it's a pot of broth that wobbles when chilled. Maybe it's saying yes to salmon skin and a lemon wedge. Maybe it's a bean soup that becomes your weekday lunch. Each choice is a vote for stronger scaffolding inside you. I know that heavy leg feeling can be discouraging, and stiff mornings can test your patience. Please remember, your body is adapting all the time, and it responds to kindness and consistency. Feed the framework, spark the enzymes, move the fluids, and rest. Give yourself 2 weeks of gentle practice and watch for the tiny wins. They add up. Keep your plan simple, flavorful, and flexible. Swap ingredients to fit your traditions and budget. Invite a friend or family member to share a bowl of soup or a walk after dinner. You're not chasing perfection. You're building resilience 1 meal and 1 moment at a time. And you deserve to feel steady, light, and confident in your steps.